Wrangler, and today we're going to talk a little bit about fly fishing.
So Derek, how is fly fishing unique in relation to other forms of fishing?
Well, fly fishing, instead of using a worm and a bobber or fishing lures, we use what's called a fly, and that is essentially a bunch of materials tied onto a hook, and that is what makes up what you would call a lure, or I guess bait in other forms of fishing. One big difference with fly fishing is that with the fly rod, the line is what propels the fly rather than the weight of a lure or bait.
So Derek, what is your favorite part of fly fishing?
My favorite part of fly fishing is that it's something different. You know, it's a different way to fish than how I initially grew up fishing, and it was something that I kind of taught myself and learned over time.
Did your parents or caregivers fly fish as well?
Some of the members of my family fly fished a little bit, but growing up, for the most part, we always used a spinning rod. So I didn't learn to fly fish until probably within the last 10 years. And as you can see, one of the flies that I primarily use is called a caddis, and this is an elk hair caddis, and we're gonna take it out this afternoon and hopefully catch some fish with it.
Are flies modeled after something?
Yep, so flies are made to mimic different insects, or even, minnows or different types of bait. Sometimes they don't really seem to resemble anything to us, but to the fish it looks appetizing, and that's why they will strike at it.
When you were learning to fly fish, did you reach out to guides or watch videos?
I read a little bit, and I taught myself a lot. I had a couple friends that grew up fly fishing, so I learned a little bit from them, and even just watching a lot of videos. But a lot of learning how to fly fish is going to be practicing and just getting out there and fishing, because the only way to get good at it is to actually get out there and learn.
What's your favorite thing to fish for?
I like to fish for brook trout, and brook trout I find are really fun to catch. It's what I grew up fishing for primarily. But I also like to fish for salmon, which here in Grand Lake Stream is one of the primary fish that people like to come here and fish for.
Are there different techniques you have to use to catch different fish?
Well, depending on the time of year and where you're fishing, you may try to fish on the surface, or maybe in the water column, or even on the bottom. And there are different flies for different situations. in a small stream or a river is going to be entirely different than what you might use on a lake or a pond, or if you're fishing in the ocean. There's a variety of different flies, a lot of different things and techniques to use to get success.
Yeah, I didn't know you could
here
fly.
Here we have a finished elk hair caddis.
I didn't know you could fly fish on the ocean. New to me.
So the fly is going to be one of the primary things that you will need for fly fishing. And this time of year, here in June, we have caddis flies hatching pretty regularly. So this is a good fly to use for fishing dry flies for trout.
So what are some important tools that you use when you're fly fishing?
So one of the most important things that you need when you're fly fishing is the fly, which we have just gone over. But another very important thing that you need is the fly rod. You need a reel, and you need the fly line, which is what's going to propel the fly to the water. And of course, you always need the trusty net in case you catch a fish. So we're going to give it a whirl here, and we'll continue talking more about fly fishing.
What is that, Derek?
This is a brook trout, one of my favorite fish to catch. And when handling fish, it's always good to keep your hands wet and try not to take the fish out of water if you can help it. And if you are going to take a photo, just really quick, hold it in the water, hold it up, and let them recover and go. So in closing, I'd like to say that I am by no means a complete expert. There's always something to learn. But whether you throw flies, dunk worms, or throw metal, the most important thing about fishing is that you just need to get out there and do it and have some fun.